NAACP is a nonpartisan organization. So when you are making calls and talking to different voters about getting them out to vote and voting early here in Georgia, please make sure that you don't get into any conversation about supporting a political party or a particular candidate. If they have questions about who they should vote for, they're more than welcome to follow us on Facebook at Gwinnett NAACP in terms of different views on the different candidates. Although even when they follow us, we won't show support in a particular candidate, but we have had people come on and talk about the different policies. They're welcome to also follow us at NAACP on Facebook, which is our national NAACP, to go over different policies and look at different virtual forums and things that are going on. But we don't get caught up in any conversation about particular candidates. They can follow us, like I said, at Gwinnett NAACP on Facebook, or at Gwinnett NAACP YouTube page. If we do have a couple of political forums with different Senate and House of Representative candidates that are running for State House and State Senate that they can watch if they want to learn more about certain political positions of certain candidates. But we don't get, just make sure you avoid any calls about candidates. If they ask you why you're calling, because maybe they didn't listen to your script, just please explain that you're calling just to make sure that you can count on them to vote in this year's election, and that you just want to make them aware of the dates and times of early voting. If they, not paying attention to what you're saying in your script and asking, what's the purpose of the call. But please don't get into any conversations about any political party affiliation or in support of a particular candidate. So at this time, I'm going to move on to the training video, which shows you how to use the how to phone bank virtually. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and then I will reshare the phone bank screen. Okay, and also somebody put this in the chat, like Richard Blackwell, and I also have another person with me watching. So if you are watching or sharing screens with somebody else, please put that in the group chat. Hopefully everybody has signed up for phone and text banking, and nobody's attending the training but did not use the sign up form of your availability. So Richard, if you got somebody else watching with you, please put in the same chat who that person is, their first and last name that's watching with you. And anybody else that has maybe a sibling or a friend that is watching this training with you, please put that in the chat as well. 1 second. All right, Nikisha, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
You can actually put it in presentation mode.
Yeah, I'm finna enlarge it.
Oh, okay.
Let me stop sharing because I'm not sure if I shared the sound. So let me do that again. I don't think I did, so you may not be been able to hear it. So, all right, so there we go. So you should be able to hear the sound. I pause it just to make sure you can hear the sound. Can you hear it? Is the sound?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool.
Virtual Phone Bank, or VPB, allows staff or volunteers to efficiently make calls to voters, members, supporters, or donors, record their responses to questions, and if permitted, update contact information or schedule contacts for events. There are two primary ways to access a virtual phone bank. If you have a user account with the permissions to make virtual phone bank calls, you can access the phone bank from within the CRM. An administrator will either provide you direct access by granting you specific permissions on the VPB itself, or will provide you with a unique access code. OpenVPB allows callers to make phone calls and record responses remotely through the openvpb.com website, and you do not need to have a login to the CRM.
So the second one is the way you all will be phone banking. You'll be provided a link and a code to enter into phone bank. So the first one is not how you would do it. You'll be given a link by the administrator if you've been selected to phone bank or text bank that particular week, and then you'll use that code to access the phone bank.
Let's start by looking at how a phone bank appears to callers from within the CRM. Search for Virtual Phone Bank in the sidebar, or you can find it linked under Quick Tasks on your main menu.
So this particular thing she's showing you all, this is not how you all would do it. You all will get the link, but I'll still let it play.
If you have the Volunteer Management dashboard, a phone bank section listing appears with any assigned to you. Click the phone bank name or join a phone bank. If you have been given direct access to a phone bank by an administrator, it will be listed under the heading Which Virtual Phone Bank do you want to use? If you have a VPB code instead, enter it. Then click Next. If a progress bar has been enabled for the phone bank, it appears at the top of the page. At minimum, you'll be shown each contact's name and primary phone number. If you have a voice calling program installed on your computer like Google Voice, clicking on the phone number dials it in your program.
So the way this looks will be similar. They kind of grade out the voters' information just for security, but this is how it will look regardless of which way you do it. But you all would do it the second way that she'll show later. But you'll see the voters' information. You'll see their number. If you're doing this from a laptop or a tablet, you'll be able to click on their number and it'll call through your laptop or tablet or desktop, whatever device you're using. And then you will read the script at the bottom, put what the responses were to the script.
If households have been enabled on the phone bank, contacts that are part of the same household will be listed at the top of each record. This lets you enter survey responses for the person you reach, even if it isn't the person you intended to call. For example, if you are trying to reach Kevin but instead reach Melissa, you can click on Melissa's name to see and record her detail.
And you will be able to do that as well if it's more than one person, husband and wife, a mother and daughter, father, son, father and daughter. You'll just go by whoever you're talking to. If it sounds like a man, answer the phone, you can ask it, am I speaking with whatever the guy's name? If it sounds like a woman, you can ask, am I speaking with the woman's name? And you'll click the appropriate name and then proceed to reading the script. You don't have to put any responses for the other person that did not answer the phone, only the person you're talking to.
You'll see the phone bank script you should follow, and any survey questions or activist code fields included there are editable. When you do reach a contact, enter the responses to questions as you move through the script. Other details for contacts may appear depending on what your administrator has decided to show, including things like basic demographics, voting city and state, or email addresses. If granted permission, you can edit certain information. In this example, I can edit phone numbers and email addresses. The ability to sign up contacts for events has also been enabled. Click the Schedule for Events button at the top of the record to open the event sign-up scheduler. For each event.
So you don't have to do any of this. Your only job is just to read that script, put the responses, and then move on to the next call. So she's showing a little bit more things that's not really what you all are going to be doing in this process. You're only going to be making the calls, reading the script, and then marking the appropriate responses to what the voter says about to the question or to the question you ask them within the script.
Select a status for your contact. Click Save and Close, or save and add another when you're done entering events. When you're finished speaking to a contact, click Save and Next Call to move on to the next one on the list. If you're unable to ask a contact questions from the script or can't reach them, click the I couldn't reach button. Then select a reason. Options will vary depending on what your administrator has chosen to make available. If a person has multiple phone numbers, you will see this indicated underneath their primary phone number. To attempt another number, click the Try Number button. If the option has been enabled, you can click Skip to move on to the next contact. To instead join a phone bank remotely using OpenVPB, click on the link you're...
All right, so this is how you all would do it. You would click on the link that the admin is going to send you, Ellie, and then it'll look like this.
Provided. Click Get Started. Then, if prompted, enter your VPB code.
It should give you a code, and then you'll proceed as follows.
You'll see a summary of your supporters' information to the left and their phone number and your script to the right. If VPB Connect, our Click to Dial tool, has been enabled for your phone bank, you'll be able to just click on the contact's phone number and VPB Connect will dial it.
And that option will be enabled. So if you are doing this from a laptop, tablet, or desktop, you will have that option enabled for you to just dial straight through your laptop or desktop where you can just click on the number and call the voter.
For you. For more, watch our video, Using VPB Connect. Once you make the call and are connected, you can proceed with your script and enter any responses. Please note that on OpenVPB, you will not have the option to edit contact details. OpenVPB scripts have the option to be branched. Branch scripts allow you to follow multiple paths, so you can change the direction of your call depending on the answers you receive to your questions. In this example, if the contact I've reached is a supporter of my cause, I'll ask them to volunteer. If they're undecided, I'll try to reach them with some targeted messaging. If they're not a supporter, I'm prompted to go to the end of my script and move on to the next contact. Finally, click Stop Making Calls when you've finished your session.
All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing. If you do have any questions, please put them in the Q&A chat or raise your virtual hand. You should see an option in the